are the two brothers from Germany who had written lots of fairy tales. When you come to know that your mother is no longer with you, you will regret at that time how important she was. And he says that thinking of the same thing again and again, it is of no use. We have to move forward in our life. Maybe the present, past or the future, but everything is collected in a form of books. A room without book is like a body without soul. Hello everyone, I'm Babita Tamaya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysuru. In my previous session, I had discussed about the poem To the Food from its Child. And in my today's session, I'll be discussing about the chapter, I Believe That Books Will Never Disappear. Before I begin the session, I have few things to say. So what is that few things here? This chapter is an excerpt from 24 Conversations with Borges, interviewed by Ali Fanou. It is not a complete chapter. It is a bit of pieces or it is a bit of writing taken from the 24 Conversations. Let's know about the author. George Louis Borges was an Argentine short story writer, essayist, poet, and translator. His short stories are interconnected with common themes including dreams, libraries, mirrors, infinity, fictional writing, philosophy, religion, and God. The introduction about the chapter. Here, this chapter is it's an interview. Who's interviewing here? It is Alifona interviewing Borges. Roberto Alifona is interviewing Borges. The interviewer here is Alifona and the interview is Borges. So, what are they going to discuss or what are the questions Alifona is asking Borges in this chapter or in this interview? So, he'll be questioning about the topics like about his family, poetry, metaphors, literature, as well as his expressions or his feelings about his mother and the blindness. These are the few things that in his interview Alifona is questioning. So let's start with the interview. So what was his first question from Alifona? The very first question what Alifona asked Borges was about his first literary reading. Borges replies that his first literary reading was Grimm's Fairy Tales, which was in English version. You may not be knowing who is Grimm. Grimms are the two brothers from Germany who had written lots of fairy tales. So here Borges also says that his father had a library with huge volume of books, and he also remembers saying that the first book which he read when he was young, that was Grimm's Fairy Tale, and he had read many books from his father's library which contained huge volumes. He also says that he was more educated in his father's library, perhaps going to schools, not universities. By reading those books, he has collected or he has gained lot of knowledge and information about other subjects also. What was the next question he was asked? Now, Alifona is asking Borges, can you speak about your mother, Donna Leonor? So when this question was asked, Borges says that my mother was an extraordinary person. What he says, she was an extraordinary person and she was very kind to me. When he explains about his mother, he has lot of pain in him. What is that lot of pain? Why he has so much of pain for his mother? Like the other children, like the students or the other people, even he has taken his mother for granted. Like we take the sun, the moon and the seasons. Why it is compared to the sun, moon and the seasons here? Because each and everyone knows that the sun rises every day and sets. And it follows the same thing to the next day. No one is bothered about it because we know that It is its duty. It is the same thing with the moon and the seasons. So here, Borges' mother is compared to the sun, the moon, and the seasons. Even like all the people, even he has taken his mother for granted. He never kept her happy in his life. So most of the people, what they do in the sense, they take their mother as granted. But when do they regret? They obviously, I'm very sure they will regret when their mother is no more. When you come to know that your mother is no longer with you, you will regret at that time how important she was. Like how the sun, moon, and the seasons do their duty, even she has done it. Even she also has done her duty. But we take her for granted. But we realize once she is no more with us, or once she is no longer with us, we regret ourselves that we have missed something important in our life. And he also says that my mother was an intelligent and gracious woman who had no enemies. What does he say? My mother is an intelligent and gracious woman who had no enemies in her life. So don't neglect the people who are around you. It means a lot to them. And the next question for Borges was like, what is your opinion regarding blindness? So what does Borges says here? When this question was asked, Borges was into his early 83s. So at that age, he was losing his eyesight. So what does he say? According to him, what is blindness? Blindness is a way of life, not entirely happy. He says it is a way of life. For example, I'll give you an example, but I wish not to happen it in your life. When you wake up the next morning and you realize that you have lost your eyesight, what would be your reaction? How would you react? I'm very sure you will feel that your life has come to an end. The same thing happened with Borges here. So he might have also faced lot of difficulties when he lost his eyesight, when he is losing his eyesight, when he is into the dark, where he cannot see any colorful world. Even he also has faced the same kind of difficulties. And he says that thinking of the same thing again and again, it is of no use. We have to move forward in our life. He says it is a resource. What is the resource here? The resource is comparing the resource to humiliations, misfortune, and embarrassments. Humiliation. Nowadays, the kids are more humiliated. For example, if your parents ask you not to use the mobile or learn some good mannerism, what do? You just bounce at your parents. You cannot take that humiliation. So he's comparing the resource to humiliation, misfortunes, and embarrassments. He says all these things are given as a raw material. What are the things? Humiliation, misfortune, and embarrassments. All these three things are given as a raw materials. Why it is compared to a raw materials? Each and every child is born with a talents. Each and every kid have the different talents in them. The only the thing is that you need to take a key and unlock the talent. Only then you can achieve something in your life. If you have the guts or if you have an aspiration that I can achieve something in my life, so that you'll reach your destination. Most of the child are born blind, deaf, whatever it is, but the God has given them a unique talent where they have to showcase. There is a proverb saying that if the opportunity doesn't knock the door, you build the one. If you don't have any raw materials, what are you going to do? You build your raw material, you create your talent so that everyone will know about it. This is what he says about blindness. After this, the next question was, what is the theme of books? Here, he speaks about the theme of books as well as the dream here. Borges says that he had a very strange dream. What was the dream? He dreamt about the burning of the great books, that is the Library of Alexandria, which is in Egypt, which is the biggest library in the world. So that library was burned completely into ashes. And he says that, does this dream has any meaning? This is what he has dreamt. Who dreamt? Borges has dreamt about it. So what does it say about the theme of books here? Borges happily say that we still buy books at the age of 83. What he says, he is still buying the book at the age of 83. Now you might question me, ma'am, you told that Borges is losing his eyesight. Then how can he buy the books and how can he read the books at the age of 83 when he has lost his eyesight? Yes, he has lost his eyesight. He might have lost his vision, but not the imagination. It means to say that he might have lost his vision but not the imagination, because he is closely connected with the books. He is very comfortable with the books. In spite of being blind, he just tried to buy books and fill his houses with books, because he cannot leave that, he cannot come out of that imagination. He is very closely connected with those kinds of books or with the books. And he says that a book can be full of errors and one can reject author's opinion. What does he say? So there are many books and obviously there will be mistakes or the errors in the book. So that where the author has failed in reaching his imagination or his feelings to reach the reader. We cannot say that the author is wrong. The author is not good. So here I'm not saying that the author is good or the bad. Whatever the books it is, if it is an error also, we have learned something, we have gained something, maybe the knowledge, not the skill or the comprehension. We have learned lot. We'll get lot of knowledge from those books. But he says, what does he say? But the book always retains something that is sacred, something mortal, magical, which brings happiness. We cannot reject the book. The author might not able to reach the reader, but we cannot reject the book at all. So he says that from those books, we have something learned. What is that? It might be about the mortal, magical, or the happiness what we have got by reading those books. And Borges also tries to interpret a dream of the burning of the great library. As I told, the library of Alexandria. He had dreamt and that library of Alexandria was burnt into ashes. And he says that whatever the dream he has dreamt, does it has any meaning? And the next year, when Alifono asked Borges about writing a book about the history of books. So here, when I talk about the history of books, you can ask your parents, grandparents about the books olden days, how it was. So whatever the information they gave you, where it is stored, it is all stored in the form of books. Everything, it is in the form of book, maybe the present, past or the future, but everything is collected in the form of books. Borges mentions about the acceptance of this task by quoting in Spengler's Decline of the West. He has written the book, but the lines was included in the Decline of the West. In the Spengler's book, the lines was included. That is what he says here. And he also quote from George Bernard Shaw's essay, every book worth being reread has been written by the spirits to explain the nature of a book or a piece of literature. So if the book is too very good, what the people will do? They'll read once, twice, thrice, and they keep on reading it. So it means to say that the book is too very good and where the people wants to read it more and more. So you feel like reading it again and again. The next question from Alifano to Borges was, what is poetry? According to you, what is poetry? What does it say? Borges defined poetry as something so intimate and so essential that it cannot be defined without being oversimplified. What he says that Poetry cannot be defined without oversimplifying it. So when you just read the poetry, it has a comma, annotations, figure of speech. All those things comes under the poetry. It is not so easy to explain or to understand. He then states that poetry is not the poem, but it is an aesthetic act. What he says that poetry is not a poem. It is not easy to understand. It is an aesthetic act. Poetry is nothing more than a series of symbols. It might be a color yellow or to define the love. All these things will come under the poetry. The one who reads the poetry, if he is not able to understand the poetry very well, you cannot say that the poet himself is a failure one. If it doesn't reach the readers, so the poet will be the failure. His feelings or his way of writing might not reach the readers. He concludes saying that poetry is magical, mysterious and unexplainable, although not an incomprehensible. It says that if one doesn't feel the poetic event under reading, it means to say that the poet is failure. So what is important in poetry? In poetry, the important thing is finding the precise words. What do you mean by precise words? It means to say that an exact word. Finding an exact word in the poetry is very important here. So he has taken up the quotes from Emily Dickinson's, that is, this quiet. What do you mean by quiet here? This quiet dust was gentlemen and ladies. This is the quote taken from Emily Dickinson. So here, quiet, it refers to dust here. Why it is referred to dust here? Once you're dead, you're buried under the ground, where it is compared to the dust. And here, why she is comparing it to the gentlemen and ladies here? Instead of saying it gentlemen and ladies, she could have said women and men. But she'll not use those words. With lot of respect, she introduces as gentlemen and ladies. So instead of gentlemen and ladies, if she had used women and men, she would have not been a successful poetry. She would have been a failure one. So rather saying women and men, it sounds good when you call it as ladies and gentlemen. And here, this is the prescribed words that she has used in her quotes. And the next question will be about the metaphor. So Alifono is asking Borges, what is metaphor according to you? What does it say? Borges says that true metaphors have been there in existence since the beginning of the time. So true metaphor is already in existence since the beginning of the time. But some metaphors are reduced and 5 to 6 essential metaphors are in use. So there are many metaphors. Under that, 5 to 6 essential metaphors are used here. Metaphor is a comparison between the two things. What does he compare here? Here I am giving few examples for metaphor. The first one is time and river. Why time is compared to river? Because time always flows like a river. Whatever has happened in a past, we can't go back. The time is compared to the river. In the same way, life and dreams, death and sleep, these are the few metaphors used most of the time. So, the essential metaphors are found in all literature. Where do you can find the metaphors? The metaphors are mostly found in the literature. All kinds of literature, these metaphors are found. Not only the time and river, life and dreams, there are other things also like star and eyes, flower and women. These are also a kind of metaphors. And why does he say that the books will never disappear? Borges tells Alifano that the books will never disappear. Why he says that the books will never disappear? It is impossible that it will happen. Why he says this? Because he declares that among the many inventions of man, the book without a doubt is the most astounding, and all the others are only the extension of our bodies. So book is an astounding, and the others are the extension of our bodies. So for example, what is this extension of our bodies? For example, telephone is an extension of your voice. Telescope and microscope is an extension of your sight. The sword and plowing is an extension of your arms. Along with these extensions, he says that only books is an extension of man's imagination and memory. He asserts that only the book is an extension of our imagination and memory. And how he concludes about it? He says that Alifano asked Borges about his reaction of his own statement, literature. He says, literature is a dream. It is true. Borges says that literature is a dream. It is a controlled dream. What is literature? It is a controlled dream. Borges believes that literature is everything we are and we also will be. This is what he says about literature. Our past is nothing but a sequence of dreams. What does he say? Our past is a sequence of dreams. And he says that books are the memories of all centuries. You cannot say that the books will disappear. If the books disappear, what happens? The history and the man would disappear. That is what he says. What he says? He surely says that if books disappear, history would disappear and the man also would disappear from this world. So he has given a lot of importance on books. The weightage of this chapter is for 5 marks. You have 1 mark, 1 question and 4 marks, 1 question. Put together, it's for 5 marks. The weightage of this chapter is for 5 marks. In my next session, I'll be discussing about the poem Heaven If You're Not on Earth. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.